Okay, is this thing on? Alrighty, well, I'm going to attempt to do my, I'm trying to adjust this little camera stand here. Attempt to do my tips and tricks for applying eyelashes. So first of all, I have a pair of these here beloved eyelashes. I'm gonna open, and I'm probably gonna do a voiceover because this is what I'm already doing kind of slowly. So I'm just taking it out of the box here, putting the box to the side. So I have these are on a tray here. Put my hand behind it like a beauty blogger. Look at that. Okay, and I have my little spoolie brush. I have a eyelash poking apparatus. I have some little scissors here. I have regular eyelash glue, and I have other glue, eyeliner glue. So, open the glue too. So the first thing that they will always tell you to do is to quote, like, measure the lashes and trim them. And it's like, what does that mean? So I probably will do a separate video. And I just smushed my nail that I painted as well. I'll probably do a separate video and show that when I can get up close to my eyeball. But basically, you place the lash up to your eyeball, and you, when they mean trimming it, they mean trimming it off each end. So the first thing, I like to put it like this so that you can see, like, here's my right eye and my left eye, because otherwise it's confusing. So the first thing I look at is the inside corner. Forgive me, I have not done this before. So you can see if I get up super close. I'm gonna try to get up really close here. You can see how there's this little piece on the inside corner, which there often will be on a lot of lashes. Not always, but it's worth looking at because this little piece could like poke you on your inner corner and cause your eyeballs to cry. So I like to cut it off. So looking at this is kind of fine-tuned, but you see how the first clump is right here? If you can get a little fit, like a small pair, like a manicure scissors, and cut right in the middle of that clump, see what I just did there? I don't know if that was hard to see. But what I did is I cut off that little piece, and then I cut that first clump just in half. I think I might need a little bit more off. No, I think it's perfect. So that basically thinned out the first clump and made it like a little more natural looking, in my opinion. So on that inner corner, it's better to have shorter hairs going in the inner corner. And then after you've done it for a while, like I pretty much know from experience about how much I need to cut from the end. So I'm going to cut from this other end here. And so it may vary. A lot of times it really depends on the lash style, how much of a clump you're going to cut off. And you're better off, I apologize if this, I'm trying to watch what I'm doing through my viewfinder. You will kind of get the hang of how much lash you need to, how long you need it to be for your eyes. And opinions can vary on if you're going to cut it off the inside corner or the outside corner. It really just depends on the shape. To me, it depends on the shape of the eyelash and where you feel like you have more to spare. If there's a lot of room on the inside corner, I might cut it off there, or I might go off the outside corner. A lot of times, if it flares out on the outside corner, it gets longer towards the outside edge, a lot of times you may not want to lose a lot of that hair. You may want to go for the inside corner. And then the other thing I will do is sort of, I'm doing it off camera, is I'll kind of do this and kind of loosen this up a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and do this with the other one. Okay, just going to repeat what I just did here, where I'm going to go in here and cut this little clump in half on the inside corner, and then I kind of flip it over because I use scissors with this hand, and we'll cut off a bigger clump on the outside. And another thing, when you're starting out, I'll kind of measure up the clumps that I took off and see that those are the same size. That was kind of hard to show on the camera. Okay, so then the next thing I would do is get this is a regular old-fashioned glue. And in the olden days, they used to do, the olden days of like the 90s, they would do like every holiday. It was before eyelashes were common for everybody to wear them, like before YouTube. And I remember like in the holiday edition of like Mademoiselle magazine or Allure magazine, they would do an article on how to wear lashes for holiday parties. And I read this one time, and the advice was take the glue and put glue on your hand. And I'm like, what the fuck? But, and then you're supposed to dip something in it. So I can use the end of this. But I don't put it on my hand because that's kind of weird. I just put a glob. A lot of times I'll use the tray. And you just put it right here and just get that. I'm trying to get up close. Am I focusing? Is this thing focusing? I don't know. I hope so. I think I'm just gonna throw this video up the way that it is and not even try to edit it because it's kind of hopeless. I don't know if I can make this be a good video, but hopefully it will have information. And you could probably do these one at a time when you're getting started. If you're getting advanced, you might do both of them. But I'm going to start with one. The other thing that I do is I start with my worst eye, and my worst eye being the eye that I'm relying on my worst vision to do. Like I have uncorrectable astigmatism in my left side eye, so doing my right eye is always a huge challenge. And I think I mentioned that I like to use a magnifying mirror, at least 12 times magnification. None of this 3-time magnification they tell you is a magnifying mirror. And I'll hold it to my eyeball and get like right up underneath the lamp and just basically get under the lamp shade and get my face right next to the light bulb. So I just get the maximum light on my eye with the magnifying mirror, and that kind of does the trick. So you give this about a minute to dry, and then you put it on your finger. That helps a lot. So what I've been doing lately with this liner pen is I've been using it kind of as a training wheels of lash glue. And I know there's a lot of people that use these successfully as their only eyelash glue, and they just put it on their eyes, and it's great. And people have different levels of how easy it is for them to use eyelashes. And I think partly because of my vision problems, I'm always on the low end of that, and I kind of need to do extra stuff. So here's what I do with it. If I haven't used it for a couple days, I'll kind of shake it up. I'm shaking it up off camera. You can kind of see that. And what else you can do is kind of press it on a paper towel or napkin and just kind of get it flowing. And so basically, if you just press it along here, press it, instead of just drawing, because it's liner, yes, but it is also glue. So you have to kind of be mindful of the fact that it's glue, and it's going to be a little trickier to work with than regular liner. So I'll tend to kind of just press it a little bit and then kind of spread it with the tip. And then kind of press a little more and spread a little more with the tip and go like this. And you can also put this on top of regular liner. Like if you were doing a whole wing, you probably wouldn't want like a glue wing. You just want to put this along your lids. That's it. So the theory here that I'm doing is there's this well-established thing that people will do where they put glue on their eyelid and also put glue on the lashes. And it makes a lot of sense. Like if you ever glued things together with just regular glue, like I glued this piece of pottery together that I broke with Gorilla Glue the other day. And in the instructions, it has you place the Gorilla Glue, don't use Gorilla Glue on your lashes. Place that on both surfaces, wait till it's sticky, and then put them together. And so the theory is that when you're sticking a sticky thing onto another sticky thing, it sticks much better than if you're sticking something sticky onto something that isn't sticky at all. So to me, the way I use this is a little bit like training wheels. And so once this has gotten, I'm going to blow on it off camera. Once it starts to get where it's a little sticky, see, it's still not quite there. Like a lot of times they'll also say in the magazine advice to, bad lash advice. I think there's been a lot of it out there sometimes. But they'll say like to wait something like 30 seconds, which is crazy. If the lash is still wet, it's not going to stick because it isn't sticky. You know what I mean? It has to get sticky before it'll stick, logically. So you do kind of have to wait a minute until it kind of gets sticky. Where was I going with this? Oh, and especially if you're a little bit visually impaired, like I am, I think having the glue on the lash line will help you also just land it. Because if you put it down, the lash will naturally tend to stick to the sticky surface, and so you're more likely to get it on the lash line instead of like, you know, up on your eyebrow or some other area. It just helps me a lot more with placing up, I feel. Yeah, and some people are very adept with placing glue on their eyelids. This is the other reason why I'm really digging the pen lately, is because when I have tried to do that by conventional means, I'll usually get glue, you know, like all over my own eyelashes or in other places. And since this is a pen, you can work by feel partly a lot better and get it in the right place, which is on your lash line. So anyway, so then when you place this on here, so I like to just grab the lashes by the middle. And this is the other kind of key, I think, to me, is having lashes that have a thicker cotton band like this. I wasted a lot of my youth trying to make the invisible band work. When I was married, I know my husband he would actually visibly get very anxious if we were going out, and I decided to bring out the false eyelashes, try to put those on, because it could lead to, you know, kind of a tantrum, being late, having to wash off your makeup and start it over again. I mean, all these other things. But once I got with the thicker band that's more easier to control, I had a ton more success, and it was much easier. The Invisibands are, I don't know who's for that. But anyway, so then I just work my way along with this little sucker, and you just press it down, and this guy's nicely secured in a really attractive hand, but this is pretty darn secure now. So those are some tips that I had, and hopefully it'll help. Thank you.